Cry Fear Custom Campaign Competition. Here comes the results of the Custom Campaign Competition. I'm Andreas Rönnberg, I'm also known as Rumple, and I'm one of the leaders of Cry Fear together with James Marchant. And I'm the main artist and level designer for Cry Fear. I'll be reviewing these campaigns, though the results should have appeared 9 months ago. Due to some conflicts and the work with the standalone version of Cry Fear, these results have been extremely delayed. However, some of these campaigns have been updated in later versions of Cry Fear, but I will be reviewing them in the state they were for 9 months ago, when the competition ended. Anyway, here we go. 9th place. Isolation. The mapping for Isolation is alright, and the voice acting clearly needs some work. The length is not very long either, but still a good effort from the creator. Isolation was only meant to be a demo though, and is still in progress today. 8th place. Community Collab. The Community Collab was a collaboration between many different mappers from the Cry Fear forums. The campaign was only made for fun and should not be taken seriously. The mapping is pretty poor, except for the last map where you play as the Doctor. The gameplay is not that good either, but if you are a fan of Cry Fear, you should check it out. There are some freaky moments in it after all. 7th place. The Stairway. This was the first campaign that was ever released for Cry Fear, and it's impressive to see how early it got released. However, since this was the first campaign ever released, it has some flaws. The level design was not too interesting, and it had too many Sauroners. Story did not make much sense either. However, today this campaign is much more polished and has some cool different endings. Check it out today, as it's much more improved. 6th place. Her. The mapping for Her is pretty cool. I love the ideas and the story is very interesting. However, the campaign is way too short and lacks an ending that makes sense. But this one is definitely worth a try, as it's simply unique. 5th place. Scrolls of Shaimoon. This campaign is definitely the most original campaign out of them so far. It has a very atmospheric feeling to it. It almost feels like you're playing Tomb Raider. However, the puzzles can be very frustrating and the way you save is very confusing. In later versions of Cry Fear though, this campaign is a lot more polished and deserves more attention. It's really fun and awesome. I also need to mention that this one is also a demo and is still in progress today. 4th place. Hotel Terror. Hotel Terror has the best level design I've seen in those custom campaigns so far, and the atmosphere is brilliant. However, the story is a little bit silly, and the campaign is way too short. I mean, you can beat it in just under 10 minutes, which is why it only stays on the 4th place. 3rd place. The Hole. The level design for The Hole is awesome in the first half, although when you get to the caves and the actual hole, it gets very boring, especially the maze bits. Mazes are never fun to play, and it's brought down the score a lot. However, the length is really good, and I like the story. Especially the last boss, as he brought me back good memories from the good old Half-Life modding scene. Second place, Out of It. The mapping is really good in this campaign, and the atmosphere is awesome. It's using a good amount of cutscenes and cool sequences, and even custom weapons. The balance is great too, and the length is very good, considering this is also just a demo. Out of It is definitely something you should play, and it's also pretty freaky. First place, Recidivist. Recidivist is the best custom campaign so far. The level design is excellent, the atmosphere is great and spooky, and it made me jump several times. The balance with weapons and items are great too. This campaign also has a good length and very interesting sequences with custom animations and models. The story is also very cool, and it's got different endings as well, depending on the choices you make. The name though is very weird, which is probably why people have not been playing this campaign too much. I think please give this one a go, as it's definitely my favorite. I enjoyed playing this one the most. Alright guys, that was the results, and please keep in mind that these campaigns are being reviewed for the state they were in for 9 months ago. They are now much more polished and updated. Today they have different scores. I would also like to point out that there are more released custom campaigns that are already included in the final Cryfear build. You can just head over to cryfear.com and find out more.